An engineer was using magnetic fluid to reinforce a pipeline when suddenly his arm was sucked into the nearby metal wall. No matter how hard he struggled, he couldn't free himself. The captain rushed over to help, trying to pull him out with brute force, but the wall seemed to have a life of its own, dragging the engineer's arm around wildly. Finally, with a woman's help, they managed to rescue him, but strangely the engineer's arm had vanished. It turned out the 7 astronauts had conducted a particle acceleration collision experiment on the International Space Station, aiming to create the God particle. This caused the space communication equipment to lose contact with Earth. Yet before they could find a solution, the communicator suddenly realized in horror Earth had disappeared. Everyone rushed to the window to check, and finally believed Earth had truly vanished from the solar system. The captain immediately called an emergency meeting. Their top priority was to repair the gyroscope, but when they checked the control room, they found the gyroscope had mysteriously vanished. Upon returning, they noticed a living arm crawling on the ground. They quickly covered it with a glass dome, but the arm kept gesturing. An engineer recognized it as his own arm, so he handed it a pen. The arm wrote a series of words on the ground, meaning to cut open the Russian astronaut's abdomen. They then went to the Russian astronaut, who volunteered to let them cut open his abdomen. To their surprise, they found the missing gyroscope inside. After installing the gyroscope, the space station's positioning system returned to normal, and they finally located Earth on the other side of the solar system. They immediately tried to contact Earth, but received shocking news. Due to severe resource shortages, a world war had been raging for 14 months. What puzzled them more was that the collapsed space station had crashed days earlier, with 1 astronaut missing and the other 6 all dead. They finally realized the failed particle collision had sent them into another parallel dimension. To return to their own Earth, they had to repair the particle accelerator, but unexpectedly, an accident occurred. While the astronauts were repairing the cooling system, coolant flooded the cabin, and the hatch sealed shut. No matter how hard they tried, they couldn't open the door. The external hatch was damaged, and extreme cold froze the coolant, instantly turning the astronauts into ice sculptures. The woman hurriedly activated the particle accelerator with the remaining crew. As a bright light flickered, the 2 parallel universes finally returned to normal, and they successfully made it back to their own world. Immediately after, the 2 hurried to board the escape pod to return to Earth, but they didn't know the Earth they were heading to was no longer the same as before.